Welcome inside Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Profit Court, where tonight we've got the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Semifinals between the Washington and Lee Generals and the Hornets of University of Lynchburg. Hello, friends and fans. Welcome courtside for tonight's matchup. I'm Joe Hutzler alongside Laurencia Moten, former Division I basketball player who's been in the playoffs before, has had to get your mind right for things like this. You're taking on a team that just a couple weeks ago you'd already defeated. You have confidence because you're in the playoffs. How do you keep from being overconfident against an opponent that you already defeated this year?
Well, simply just knowing you're in the playoffs. So it's win or go home. It's anybody's game. Whatever you did prior doesn't matter because this team can beat you and you're just sent home. So focusing on the things that you can improve on in that game. And one of the things that Lynchburg could have improved on was their turnovers. 4 out of their 13 turnovers against Washington and Lee last game were travels. So that's unforced turnovers. So focusing on those turnovers and making sure that doesn't happen during this game is going to be super huge.
Well, there's some words from our coach. Let's talk about the two coaches that are here tonight. And we're first going to start, of course, with Christine Clancy, her 9th season with the program. Went to the ODAC title game in 2019 and looking for a bounce-back game with her team this evening to move on to the finals again, which would be this Thursday evening. Now for Lynchburg, it is Coach Katie Crump, interim head coach this season and leading the team to a 9-1 record overall in the season and looking to host the championships on Thursday, perhaps, here on LHSN. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll tell you more about the individuals that might have an impact on tonight's game and get you ready for tip-off. You're watching the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Semifinal on LHSN.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us. And in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine complete fiber. Strong. Tough. Resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
And welcome back inside Turner Gymnasium. Joe Hutzler and Laurencia Moten with you tonight for this ODAC women's basketball semifinal. Let's talk about some of the individuals that we expect to be impactful in tonight's game. And we're going to start with the visitors. Aaron Hughes, number 32 in blue on your screen, recently becoming a 1,000-point scorer in her career. Never something that should be looked at any way other than outstanding.
Definitely should be commended. You know, she's coming back actually in this season. She didn't play the whole season, but last game against Lynchburg, she had 12 points and 5 rebounds in only 18 minutes, so extremely efficient. They definitely have to look out for her for this game.
And she was in some foul trouble that game. They put her on the bench a little bit, so want to definitely avoid that if you can, if you're a Generals fan. As for Lynchburg, we're going to talk about their big stud, Abby Oga. She's back there sitting down waiting for her name to be called over the loudspeaker. 15 points per game, just shy of 10 rebounds per game. She's had a slow start in the contest against Emory and Henry, but then later on, it really counted on her inside.
Definitely. You know, she's been like the most even-keel player, obviously, on the team. You know, very consistent. And each game, you know, she just proves why she is so important. So I'm so excited to see how she acts in this playoff game, because the time is now. Whatever you want to do, whatever you were holding back, it's time to bring it now.
Yeah, and no sophomore slump for her either. She was the ODAC Rookie of the Year last year, coming in today, leading the team, obviously, in points per game. Also, field goal percentage is the highest on the team as well, at 58.7. And she's improved that free throw game, now at 70%. I know last year she was very disappointed with her totals there. So kudos to anybody who can recognize their own mistakes and turn them into positives for sure. Well, that is all that we're going to talk about with individuals. See if we got time to throw up some team stats, perhaps. The guys are ready. Here they are. Just a quick look on paper. WNL scoring more per game thanks to that 109 point performance the other night, but everywhere else is pretty even. So we expect to have a really good contest here tonight from start to finish inside Turner Gymnasium. The ODAC women's basketball semifinals are underway. Lynchburg and Washington and Lee. And right away they go inside with Megan Horn, the 5'11 junior, puts Generals on the board first.
You know, one thing that I looked at with this specific team is that they're kind of small in comparison to Lynchburg, which gives them the ability to, you know, play inside out and really have those post players work. So it's going to be awesome to see what they do against Lynchburg's defense.
Meredith Vetter forcing one underneath, loose ball, picked up by Kate Groninger.
We can tell already how high tempo this team is going to be. You know, averaging 76.6 points a game is not easy to do, regardless of, you know, the game that they had last time. They're definitely still, you know, get up and down, especially with their speed and their height. They can do that.
Aaron Green in transition. Can't get that one to fall. Not afraid to shoot the three. She was 2 for 3 in that win over Emory and Henry last Saturday. And remains 2-0 after Jordan Deal misses the layup. Lynchburg with a 71-64 victory over Emory and Henry, the third time they beat the Wasps this season on Saturday to get to this point. WNL with that impressive 109-67 performance over Virginia Wesleyan, the second most points scored in Washington and Lee women's basketball history, as Aaron Hughes puts herself on the board with a long three.
It's kind of hard right now. You see Aaron Green having to guard Aaron Hughes, Aaron on Aaron, you know, that's awesome. But it's definitely hard because she is an undersized post. So if you are taller in the post, it's hard to get out there. but it's not hard to do that. So it's working out in both of their favor.
Using that long wingspan to collect 2 points. Now a turnover. Lynchburg 3-on-1. Davis gives it to Vetter, and she'll miss the chance. Lynchburg still with possession, but wondering. Davis leads the team in assists with 40 on the year, but maybe should have took that one herself.
Definitely, Lynchburg has so many options, as you just mentioned, but sometimes you just got to take that shot.
Maggie Quarles not afraid to take any shot as she ties us up at 5 early with that 3-bomb. Quarles shooting the most threes on the team, as you might expect. 47, now 48 on the year. Averaging 30% per game as Hughes takes another. This one's short. Not really Aaron Hughes' game, 28% on the season. And again, straightaway 3. Good from Quarles. That's dangerous sign for the Generals if she continues to stay hot.
That's awesome to see, especially because right now we could just tell that Lynchburg's controlling the pace of this game, which is huge, especially when a team averages 44 rebounds a game. They're limiting this W&L team to 1 shot, which is going to be key for the rest of the competition.
Again, it's Hughes in the corner, this time to fake the drive, nowhere to go. Under 10 to shoot, and that one rolls off the back of the rim from Johnson. Aaron Hughes with the rebound. Here's Hughes all the way inside. That is what we expect to see from 32 in blue.
It's just so hard after you play some great defense and then you give up an offensive rebound, and then, now we're going to the line. So Lynchburg, I mentioned it before, hopefully I didn't jinx it when I said they've been limiting them to 1 shot, and then look at this. But hopefully they can get back into the roll of things.
So Hughes at the free throw line and cannot collect 3 points. The Generals did make a change on the floor. We're going to see Aaron Addison, who had 10 points off the bench in that loss to Lynchburg back on February 27th. Davis to the 10, takes the contact, and will go to the free throw line herself. These teams hovering around 65%. Lynchburg at 68, W&L at 63 as a unit from the charity stripe. And one more change to the lineup. Lauren Fowler is in for the first time. So we imagine Fowler will be there with Aaron Green playing some post ball as Davis knocks down her first. And Lizzie Davis finishing strong, the season strong, finishing the game against W&L as strong as you can.
Definitely.
With 29 points, a career high. So she certainly look forward to playing the Generals this evening. And there she slots that one away for the steal. Quarles wisely brings it back out, and they'll start the offense. Here's Davis, and that one bounces out. Looked like playing Plinko at 11 a.m. on The Price is Right. Just didn't fall where they wanted it to. So it remains a 3-point game. Megan Horn, excellent ball skills, but Quarles swats it away, and Coach Clancy makes another change. Anna Dorda, the New York native, stepping in.
One of the biggest things that Coach Crump was talking about in practice yesterday was the fact that all 5 players on this Lynchburg team are going to have to defend the drive. And we're seeing that consistently in this game so far, which is what they're not used to, honestly.
Addison, first shot of the night, no good, and Vetter hauls that long rebound in. Just about 5 minutes gone here in the first. Hot start from W&L, but since then, Lynchburg, as you said, Laurencia, has controlled the pace of the game. And they try to continue that here, but a bad bounce off a player's body. The Generals still have a chance to tie it or make it a 1-point game. This is Jordan Deal. Cross court finds Dorda. Gets Ogich to go up, then kicks one baseline. Good, excellent play and finish for the Generals.
Great move by that W&L player. Lynchburg just has to stay down. That's one of the keys when you're playing defense, especially on a player that's smaller. You can't go for those pump fakes, especially not with a team like this.
Lauren Fowler has played in every game so far this season. That's just her 8th point. It's a big one early as Quarles looking for rollbacks as that's 3 for 3.
Senior doing what a senior has to do in a playoff opportunity. You don't get many of these, so I'm happy to see that.
Vetter quickly on the floor, looking for some space and finds Aaron Green. That is what Vetter is in there for. She's not going to wow you with point scoring. She's going to do the dirty work to help the rest of her teammates. Ogish, right position, just not enough on it. In the corner, that one too strong from Groninger.
See, now we're watching this WNL defense, and they are picking up high. You know, that is just something that this team's able to do with their size. You know, they're pretty small, so they can run and jump as they are. So Lynchburg has to be careful about that.
Aaron Green, no good on her second attempt from long distance. Aaron Addison, coast to coast, lost the ball, gets to Groninger, and then that one's laid up and in by Jordan Deal. Three minutes remaining in the first quarter of the ODAC women's basketball semifinal. Lynchburg looking to go 2-0 versus the Generals this season. Turnover number 2 so far for Lynchburg.
I would love to see Lynchburg do a little bit more high-low, especially when they do have the size advantage against a team like this. Work it in the post a little bit more.
And that one clangs off the back of the rim from Deal. Lynchburg benefiting from about the same amount of shooting percentage-wise for the Generals. Neither team able to get hot yet. There's Quarles. And that one short, was on line. Addison lost it twice and regains it twice. Inside, over top of Green and the bucket. Things getting sloppy here towards the end of the
Definitely,
quarter.
I was just about to say, we cannot deny how fast-paced this game is going, and we can just see by the looks of the girls' faces, you know, it's kind of, you know, daunting going back and forth like that, but
not really in their nature for
definitely
either
not.
of these teams.
Definitely not.
Vetter. Extra pass is the perfect one to make. 1:34 to go. Lynchburg up by 4. Aaron Green has 4 points. Anna Dorda looking for her first bucket. Not going to drop. Quarles and Addison come together. And Maggie Quarles will pick up her first foul. And we will take our first break. 1:24 to go in the first quarter of play. Lynchburg leading Washington and Lee 15-11 on LHSN. We'll be back with a live look in on the men's team after this.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
And we're back here inside Turner Gymnasium. We were going to take a quick look in at Ferrum, Lynchburg men's basketball over in Rocky Mount, but they're also on a media timeout, so nothing to show you from there. We will do that as we can throughout the evening to keep you up to date with all of the semifinal scores happening within the ODAC. You can check it out at odaconline.com anytime that you want to, either on your laptop or mobile device. Here it's a 15-11 advantage for Lynchburg, who made some changes during that timeout. Sammy Seaver is in, as well as Kate Kolb. And then it looks like WNL brought in Hanna Malik and also brings back Megan Horn and Aaron Hughes, who's got the ball now. And too strong over Brooke Vetter. Lynchburg actually made 3 changes. Didn't see Brooke sneak in there. Seaver Never afraid to shoot the ball. She is a fearless freshman if there ever was one.
Definitely. That attack mentality that Coach Crump was emphasizing in practice, she is bringing to the floor. I love to see it. You know, regardless of whether or not it goes in, she's willing to do it, and that's just what we need in a game like this.
Seaver, a freshman from Cary, North Carolina, has only taken 4 free throws this season and is now 2 of 5 on the year. Fouls on Hanna Malik, by the way. First foul of the quarter. Very similar to their last meeting together. Two teams that took care of the ball. Lynchburg had the most turnovers with 12, which is well below their average. As we get a whistle and a clock question. I think maybe some time came off the game clock before the ball was passed in. Okay, everybody's ready now. 59.6 is correct. Coach Clancy on the sidelines looking for a victory over Lynchburg. They've won 2 of the last 3, have the Generals. Certainly did not play their best ball the last time they got together. Hanna Malik continuing her hot streak. She was 7 for 7 from the field against Virginia Wesleyan, 6 of 6 from long range. Comes in off the bench and drills her first attempt.
You know, averaging 10 points a game is not easy, especially when you're coming off the bench. So she's definitely an impact player in a game like this.
3-second violation on Lynchburg. And to further that point, she's averaging 15 minutes per game. So close to a point a minute in the
Very
time
efficient.
that she's in the game. So exactly, efficient is the correct word. If you can get that coming off the bench, makes you a very dangerous team.
Definitely.
Malik again to the corner and Dorda. Now back out to Malik. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Puts up the floater, and it'll bounce left. And then that one is vied for near the baseline. Get it to Lizzie Davis. She puts it up and short. Too far this time. But if you follow Lynchburg at all, you know why they wanted to get to Lizzie Davis at the end of the quarter.
That's her thing.
That is her thing. 10 minutes in the books here. Lynchburg up by 2 on LHSN.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Second quarter underway with Lynchburg leading the Generals by 2. This is the 4th meeting in the ODAC tournament since 1995 between these two programs. Lynchburg leads the overall series 2-1 in postseason play. As Davis drops in the short jumper. Aaron Hughes takes it herself. 1-2, floater up, off the mark. Pass ahead to Seaver. It'll be really interesting to see in the second quarter, you and I just talked about it, if these teams will try to slow things down as Green adds 2 more to her total. This is not the pace that we expected out of these two teams.
Definitely not, but you know, it seems to be benefiting each of them in a weird way. You know, having to just think on the spot like that really makes you turn into a different player sometimes.
Long rainbow 3, no good for Horn. And the Hornets can start to take some advantage here. If they can put 2 more on the board, that's going to roll off from Davis. Here we go again, just quickly moving it back up, fast pace, drive and kick, going baseline, and a beautiful old school floater from Grace O'Connor, a freshman from Hillsborough, New Jersey, looking like an old school Clyde Drexler, just laying up there and almost just elevates off their hand.
Definitely, her game is definitely old school.
Quarles with the kick. Now it's Seaver, not afraid to come at her. And O'Connor with the rebound. Malik gets that one to fall. Nice touch and perfect placement on the glass. 2 possessions, less than 30 seconds, and it's a 2-point game again.
Hanna Malik already beating the amount of points that she scored last time she visited Lynchburg, so I'm sure she wasn't happy about that performance, and she's showing, you know, that's not me, this is me. And they did stop her early before she gets too comfortable.
Kick to Quarles. And that's all, Twine, from Maggie Quarles. 4 of 5 now from deep, 12 points with 7.5 to go in the first half. Pull-up jumper, that's good from Megan Horn. Leads the team in assists with 37 and adds 2 more points. She's got 4. Quarles just trying to find some open space along that perimeter. Dishes to Seaver, and she'll try it again. This time she banks it in.
I love seeing Lynchburg move the ball around the court like that, especially when they're playing discipline and taking care of the ball, getting the best shot. Not just a good shot, but the best shot.
Quick pass to Malik. That's the person to get it to. If you're playing for the Generals, that is 8 for 8, combining last game to now from long range. Davis, no room, just got that pass away, and Aaron Green gives her the dime in the process. 8 points for Aaron Green. Lizzie Davis continues to impress my eyeballs. Sometimes I just don't know how she gets those passes away.
Definitely, her eyesight on the court is amazing.
Quick passes, leads to a shot from the corner. That's good, and now we've got ourselves a title fight. Punch landing, punch return for each team.
You know, we said it earlier, this is anybody's game, and we're seeing right now why, you know, regardless of rankings.
Ogish thought she had the advantage. Gives to Seaver instead. She tries to play the big man role and gets it to fall again.
Sammy Seaver doing what she does.
She's 1,000 points scorer in her high school career. She knows how to find the bottom of the net. And off the bench, 4 quick points on the other end. Hughes' hook shot not there. Quick return is good. How about that assist from Jordan Deal?
You know, possessions like that, if I'm a defenseman on the Lynchburg team, you know, that just takes the air out of you, you know?
Just like that spicy chicken sandwich I had earlier. Took the air out of me. I didn't know it was spicy. Whew. Maggie Quarles continues to play big. Every game for her is more important than the last as the lone senior starter on the squad. 14 points here so far. Hounding Malik, who has to just throw it away. And we're going to step away for this media timeout. Lynchburg leading it by 1 possession, 31-28 on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Taking a quick live look in at number 3 Lynchburg over in Rocky Mount, number 2 Ferrum. Right now the Hornets in the lead by 10, 17-7. Now the way the men's basketball tournament is basically structured, Lynchburg being the 3, Randolph-Macon's the best team in the country. They're the 5 seed playing at Roanoke tonight. If Randolph-Macon were to defeat Roanoke, Lynchburg will be hosting the championship on Thursday on the men's side. So interesting dynamic for the men's side of things. We'll keep checking back in, and hopefully we'll see some action the next time that we come back in. Not that the cheerleaders don't provide that, but we want to see some basketball too over there in Rocky Mount. We took a commercial break. They took one. We had a timeout. They took a timeout.
We're in sync.
We are in sync. Yes, we are. And both Lynchburg teams are leading at the moment, 31-28. The women on top. And Davis puts up the 3. Rolls out into the hands of Deal.
Great box out by WNL. Every player was in front of a Lynchburg player. Lynchburg just needs to translate that to the other end of the court.
Too far into the basket that time was number 33, Catherine Vandiver, who just stepped in during the last timeout. Aaron Addison is back in for the WNL Generals, by the way. Brooke Vetter, Taylor Gant stepping in for the first time on Lynchburg's side. Davis with 6 to shoot. Misses that jumper. Each team seeming to go in cold snaps and then short bursts of success as a travel is called here. Similar to what we saw on Saturday, Laurencia, where neither team really took full control at any point in time, which means for us, it's going to be a good one. But for the teams, it's got to be frustrating.
Definitely frustrating. You know, just not having that control can always make your mind wonder, you know, what the outcome will be.
Three and a half to go in the second quarter of play. Quick pass out top to Brooke Vetter. Finds her sister Meredith. Back to Brooke. That twin telepathy helping out for 2 points. Horn, good kick. Addison wide open. Gets all air, but a big rebound. Nice box out again for the Generals.
They had to be working on that in practice because they have not missed a box out yet. I know their coach has to be happy after looking at film for this game, but.
For Catherine Vandiver, that's points 25 and 26 on the year. And for every Lynchburg point, the Generals are answering back. Hard pass. Brooke Vetter still collects it and collects 2 more points. This is the time of year where you sometimes get those storylines of where's this person been all year, and they show up in tournament time. Could this be a day for Brooke Vetter to write her story?
Definitely, we hope so.
And good touch, but just a bad bounce for Megan Horn. Here's Brooke Vetter again, one-on-one, and the hook shot is in.
I think
Speaking
you called
into
it,
existence.
Joe. I think you called it. Today is her day. Her time is now.
3 for 3, Brooke Vetter off the bench. Addison misses the 3. And Lynchburg will look to continue to add to their lead here, and they're doing it without some of their top players on the court.
Definitely, you know, we've mentioned it before how even spread out this Lynchburg team is scoring-wise. Anybody on any given day could show up, and we're seeing that today.
Davis could not get the layup to drop. In transition, it's Groninger, sees those long arms of Aaron Green and gets the ball up and over them and through the net.
One of Lynchburg's defensive keys is definitely sprinting back on defense and getting into position. They got to do a better job of that. I know everybody's tired. This is a fast-paced game, but, you know, if you go home, if you lose, you go home. That got to be enough, you know, ignition.
.60 seconds of basketball remaining in the first half. Taylor Gant dishes to Aaron Green. That one's off the mark. Good defense from Vandiver. Green slow to get up, but she is getting up, coming back the other way. Green back in the fray, and that will count for Megan Horn. Excellent finish with a lot of contact Foul's going to go on Meredith Vetter. And we'll take a look at it again on the replay. Here comes Horn, and Vetter's feet were moving, so that's the right call.
We are seeing a lot of penetration from this WNL offense. And if I'm Lynchburg, that's something you do not want. You know, they're technically getting every shot that they want, even though they haven't been going, all of them have not been going in. You have to stop them early, not let them get into the paint, because then, you know, it's up to you and the refs at that point.
Megan Horn trying to complete the three-point play, cannot. The Generals are 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Not too many fouls being called, being committed more than anything else in this first half. Speedy first half of play. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Vetter to Quarles, 5 to shoot. Gets it to Ogish, and Ogish will finish with 2 on the shot clock.
One thing I want to point out is this WNL defense is switching from man to 2-3, which isn't letting Lynchburg, you know, find a rhythm, find a groove.
Groniger drops it in, and the horn will sound. We've got ourselves a 2-point contest inside Turner Gymnasium. What a big shot for Kate Groninger, the junior from Pittsburgh. She doesn't want her season to end. We don't want this game to end, but we do have to take a break. It's 39-37 at halftime. Lynchburg in the lead. We'll come back with stats and highlights and much more. You're watching the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Semifinals only on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Everyone has a story, a triumph, a time they fell short, a gift, a light all their own. Every story has a beginning. For us, our stories began long before we got here, at the moment we discovered we had something to share with the world. But no matter where we've been, our journeys weave together at the University of Lynchburg. Since 1903, we've grown from a handful of students to a diverse, dynamic community of students, professors, staff, and alumni around the world. In a community that supports who we are and who we want to be, we're on a journey to find where our passions lead so we can lead others to find theirs. Together, we have more experience, we have more knowledge than we do alone. Eventually, our stories will lead us to a path all our own, and we will share our passions with the world. No matter the journey we choose, the University of Lynchburg is, and always will be, our home.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, We understand that, with what we were given, comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
It's halftime here in Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Prophet Court from the University of Lynchburg for the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Semifinal. The Generals trail the Hornets right now 39-37 at halftime. When we come back, Laurencia Moten will join me. We'll talk about the first half, go over some stats, and show you a lot of three-pointers on our first half highlights coming up shortly.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
And we're back inside Turner Gymnasium. It's halftime here with the Hornets and the Generals. Once again, hello friends and fans. Welcome courtside alongside Laurencia Moten. I'm Joe Hutchler, and we've had the pleasure of seeing a fantastic basketball game so far. Up and down, sloppy moments, but each team has been balanced in that to the point where I don't have a clue who has an advantage right now. How about yourself?
I mean, I'm just figuring whichever team gets the most offensive rebounds right now. You know, they're both tied 17 for 17 in the rebound category, but Washington and Lee is higher in the offensive rebound category, which means that they're getting more second chance shots. In a game like this, when you're trading shots back and forth and nobody's getting a true stop, offensive rebounds are key.
Now, in the beginning of the game, we talked about Aaron Hughes and Abby Ogish being the players to watch. They've been kind of quiet.
They have.
If one of those starts to erupt, is that going to help the team overall?
It definitely is. Those are leaders on the team. So whenever they're doing well, they just put the team on their back. But, we can't deny other people on the team who are doing great things. We have Maggie Quarles on the Lynchburg side. And then in Washington and Lee, we have Hanna Malik, who came off the bench and just, has lit it up completely.
She has, yes. Well, let's take a look at some of those first half numbers to better illustrate what we've seen so far. And of course, Valencia just talked about the rebound totals being 17-17. Look at the small amount of free throw attempts. 6 combined free throws for both these teams right now. If you factor in that plus the turnovers, both teams are just playing really efficient basketball.
Definitely really efficient, but I think that attests to the speed. The refs are letting these teams play. They're not trying to stop it with all these free throws going back to the line, so they need to take advantage of that and put some points on the board along with, running up and down.
Well, we are looking forward to the rest of this match. We hope you come back in a few moments. Check out the highlights and get ready for the second half of play because it is going to be fantastic. You're watching the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Semifinals on LHSN.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
And we're back as promised inside Turner Gymnasium. It's a 39-37 lead for Lynchburg over Washington and Lee. Let's go back and take a look at some first half highlights. And as we also alluded to, lots of threes here, Laurencia. 4 from Maggie Quarles alone, and then Hanna Malik continuing what she did against Virginia Wesleyan, going 2 for 2 so far in the first half.
Definitely long shots, long rebounds. We're seeing tons of those as well,
yes.
But players definitely showing out.
It's not really what we expected when you think about Lynchburg. Points in the paint, that's where they typically dominate, but the game itself is trending to where you got to be able to shoot from outside.
Definitely, especially because I don't think that they were expecting W&L to come out in a zone. And zones make you shoot. You know, they spread the offense out, so you have no choice but to shoot the ball in that way.
Well, we will see if any adjustments are made by the coaches or the players, how they go about their business here in the second half. And before we get started, let's take a quick look over at our other scores tonight. Randolph-Macon men have defeated Roanoke. So the 5 seed beats the 1. Right now, Lynchburg leads Ferrum, the 3 seed over the 2 seed, 25-21 at halftime. So if Lynchburg can hold on, they will host the Yellow Jackets in this building on Thursday. Same goes for the Lynchburg women's team. If they can hold on tonight, they will host the winner of Roanoke and Ferrum on the women's side on Thursday. And right now, to start the second quarter in Salem, Virginia, number 4 Roanoke leads number 9 Ferrum 16-10.
That will be the greatest doubleheader this court has ever seen.
Yes, you have no, there is no question about that, especially with hardware in the building. It's not something that happens in ODAC basketball because you're usually playing in Salem, Virginia at the Civic Center. Third quarter underway, and right away we see a 3 that's missed from Horn, but there's that offensive rebounding you're talking about, Laurencia.
You know, that is definitely crucial. We just saw 2 W&L players, so either one of them could have got the ball, and there was no Lynchburg players around them.
Trying to will that 3 ball in was Lynn Johnson. And Hornets will survive 2 shots from the Generals. W&L shooting 45% from the field in the first half. Lynchburg 53%. Each team shooting over 35% from distance. Davis spins in with contact, not able to get enough on it. And the rebound comes to Horn. In the corner, this is Aaron Hughes. 7 points for Hughes in the first half. Megan Horn led all Generals with 9. She's trying to add 2 more, cannot. Maggie Quarles led everyone with those 4 threes and a 2 to go with it, so 14 points for her. Davis somehow curls that ball with the wrong hand, quote unquote, to get it to go in.
Definitely showing up for her team when they need her most. Coming out of halftime, you know, things like that just give you a spark.
7 points for Davis. Hughes missing the first. Can't hit the second either. And Abby Ogush will pull down the rebound. Ogush very quiet in the first half, just 2 points and 5 rebounds to her total. But she did similar things against Emory and Henry and then was able to come on in the second half. We'll see if Lynchburg tries to force things in the post a little bit more. Fade away from Davis, not there. Gets up slow from behind the play, but she seems to be okay. Meanwhile, Jordan Deal dishing to Hughes with the left hand for 2.
You know, we spoke about controlling the pace of the game, and right now we cannot deny that W&L is controlling the pace of the game at this very moment. I like that Lizzie Davis is slowing it down, you know, getting her team back together.
Aaron Green, and she's fouled by Hughes. That'll be the first on Aaron Hughes, and that is just the 6th total foul in the game so far. Take a look at it again. Must have just got the arm there, did Hughes. So Aaron Green at the free throw line. 74% shooter at the charity stripe for the junior out of Poolesville, Maryland. 3rd team All-ODAC a season ago, had 60 blocks on the year. averaging 2 blocks per game, and now has 2 more points to her name, 10 points on the game. Davis swats that pass away to steal for the Hornets. Davis, she likes to go coast to coast when she gets the steals, and then an errant pass intercepted by Groninger.
You know, we spoke about that earlier because she did something similar. You know, that extra pass when it's not needed is something that they need to stay away from in this game, especially when you're moving at such a fast pace. Just take the shot when it's there.
It's part of Lizzie Davis's game, a very much risk-reward mentality. When it works, it's great, but it also has led to an average of 2.5 turnovers per game. As Aaron Green taps her chest saying, my bad, I didn't get the box out there.
I mean, I'm just seeing WNL players flying around getting these rebounds, and Lynchburg just kind of looks stuck in the mud, as my old coach would say, stuck in the mud. Your feet are stuck in quicksand, you need to move them.
Generals take advantage of the second chance opportunity. They have 7 offensive rebounds out of their 22 total rebounds. Lynchburg with just 1 offensive gather. Quarles for 3, too strong that time. And the Generals look to tie or take the lead here on this possession. They have not led since the first 2 minutes of the game, and now we're tied at 43 with Megan Horn going back-to-back possessions with points. Meredith Vedder showing 3, drives instead, looking for contact. Dishes out to Davis, skips inside. Good control on the hop, and then has it stripped? No, fouled. Stripped because of the foul, and 2 free throws for Davis coming.
We're seeing something that I think is a little unusual for Lynchburg. I just saw 3 Lynchburg players getting ready to run back on defense, but you don't even know if, you know, your player's shot didn't go in. You know, everybody needs to crash the boards in a game like this because we're seeing that on the other side.
Sammy Seaver and Kate Kolb step back on the floor for the Hornets. Aaron Addison back in for the Generals, as Davis is now 3 for 3 at the free throw line today. Coach Clancy has not put Hanna Malik back in, and some would say, look at what she did in the first half, but some players are just conditioned to come off the bench and do their thing. That's their role.
Definitely. You know, you mentioned how efficient she was earlier on in this broadcast. And so, you know, messing that up and giving her a little bit more minutes may not be beneficial.
Lizzie Davis with authority, stuffing that one like a turkey on Thanksgiving.
One thing that I loved about the last game that she played WNL, she led the team in rebounds, not only points, but rebounds. And for a guard of her height, that is amazing. You know, rebounds aren't always about height, they're about effort. And we're seeing that right now in a game like this.
Megan Horn missing the 3. And once again, we've got a situation where it's one thing to catch them, another thing to pass them. The Generals able to tie, but they haven't been able to rack up enough possessions in a row with points to take advantage and take the lead. Davis pulling up and dropping in 2 more. 10 points for Lizzie Davis tonight.
You know, with a team like this, you just can't go shot for shot. You've got to get a stop. You know, stop after stop, and then keep growing on that.
Excellent pass. Not able to finish, though, was Lauren Fowler, and Lynchburg will take it back. I love Megan Horn coming over, talking to Fowler, and say, hey, no big deal. You get it next time. I'll find you again.
Next play.
And we'll do it again. 4:52 to go. Media timeout on the floor. It's 46-43. Lynchburg leading the Generals in the ODAC women's basketball semifinals on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
4:52 to go in the third quarter of play. Lynchburg up by 3 over the Generals, trying to sweep Washington and Lee this season after losing both contests last season and losing their last meeting in the ODAC tournament. Sammy Seaver knew her shot was off, tried to chase it down, gets in there for the jump ball.
And that's what I love to see, you know, that effort. You know, although she took the shot, so she knew it was going to be off, her teammates were right there to pick her up, and that's what we need to keep seeing. They need to capitalize off of moments like that and make the best out of it.
Leading rebounder for the Generals, Jordan Deal, is back on the floor. A foul was on Fowler. Her first, team's third. Lynchburg has yet to commit a foul. Coach Crump calmly leading the ship. Inbound here for the Hornets. Comes into Davis. Kate Kolb off the glass, too strong. Maggie Quarles with a big rebound, and she'll go to the free throw line. Quarles averaging 3 rebounds per game. That one's a big one, especially offensively. That is now just the 5th offensive rebound for them tonight. Check it out one more time. And fouls on Malik, that's her second. So the Generals 1 foul away from putting Lynchburg in the double bonus with 4:32 to go in the third quarter.
You know why offensive rebounds are so important? It's because when you're playing defense and then, you know, you have to work so hard and make them shoot, you're tired once they get the ball again. You know, it's like you're deflated already, so your chances go up once you get that second rebound to score again.
Quarles making both, so she has more points than anybody else with 16. Aaron Hughes give and go. Can't control it after it was briefly knocked away. Long pass to Ogish. She can't finish on the other end. Here's Hanna Malik, who just checked in during the last break. Addison. And this is Deal, who's going to the free throw line. Nice pass from Aaron Hughes. Look at it again. Check out this pass. Able to find the space, not even looking for it.
Just knowing where your teammate is. You know, this team works very well together, and we can see that firsthand.
Well, when I was making my spot chart for the first game, it was pretty much the same as last year as far as the starters. Everybody that was a part of this team a year ago, still impact players for Coach Clancy and the Generals, and trying to reach the ODAC tournament final on Thursday night.
Ooh, big rebound.
2 free throws.
Very big rebound.
If I drank soda, I'd say you owe me a Coke, but that's all right. Especially after 2 missed free throws. Generals still get 2 points. Those will be huge moments on tape, whether you win or lose for Lynchburg.
Definitely.
Davis in trouble, picked up that dribble. Here's Kate Kolb, just 1 big step to the basket and 2 points. She gets on the stat sheet.
I've mentioned it before, I love her game, you know, Kate Kolb. She does what she can when she's in.
And she caused just enough of an adjustment for Jordan Deal. Also, I think she got poked in the eye, did Kolb. She's still down. And now she's okay. All is well. Check it out again. I couldn't tell where that possible eye poke came from. But going back to work here. Short from Hughes. She made that first attempt, but zeros since. Under 3 minutes to play. In a semifinal matchup, Brooke Vetter off the mark from straightaway 3. Offensive rebound for Davis, forcing one to Seaver, who gets blocked by Hughes. Davis also down after being smacked in the face. Aaron Hughes now tied for the lead on the team with 5 blocks this season. That is kind of comical when you think about Lynchburg's blocking numbers.
Definitely.
Aaron Green, just take a quick look while we have it. Looking at her total, 28 blocks on the year. Lizzie Davis with that old school Michael Jordan timeout. Hey, I need a break. Let me tie my shoes. And tie them twice.
In every other game, W&L has came out in man against baseline out of bounds. But they lined up in a zone.
Well, now they're
switching things up.
Yeah, switching things up as they try to find enough momentum to take the lead for the first time since the opening minutes. Lizzie Davis, smacked in the face, no problem. She'll answer back with 2 points from the baseline. And Aaron Hughes with a nice return on the other end.
You know, and that's just something that Lynchburg is not able to stop with the personnel they have in right now. But they can capitalize on the other end by doing the same thing, but getting into the post for their teammates.
Seaver on the drive, had it lost. And she lost it herself, says the officials. Turnover number 5. Once again, we've got these two teams taking care of the ball. Just 6 turnovers for the Generals, 5 for Lynchburg. Incredible when you think about their numbers on the season per
Definitely.
game.
Great improvement, even though I'm sure they don't think so right now.
Well, what it does is just puts the spotlight on the turnovers that you do have a lot bigger than if you've got 12. You know.
Definitely.
It's just 5, but that 5th one could be a really big deal.
For sure.
Inbound coming here after the foul called on Quarles. Offensive rebound. Hughes goes up, can't connect. Kolb will pull it down. Lynchburg trying to go up by 2 possessions on this possession. 4 fouls for the Generals. They've kept 4 as a team for 3 minutes. Trying to keep the Hornets off the free throw line where they are 8 of 10 so far tonight. Quarles quickly double teamed, stripped away by Hughes. And then Seaver's going to strip it from Malik, who fouls Seaver in the process.
You know, that is something that we have to commend Sammy Seaver on. You know, after seeing your teammate get stripped away, you know, you could easily want to sprint back on defense, but she said, no, let's keep it here. And she did what she could. Now she's going to the free throw line, and it's time for her to knock him down.
How about this for a freshman, averaging 11 minutes per game on the year, getting big minutes in the biggest game of the season so far. Heading to the free throw line for the 2nd time today. And that first one will fall in. Let's take another look at that last play. Well, no, that was a previous play. And Seaver makes both, so she's 3 of 4 at the line. Lynchburg is 10 of 12 at the free throw line, and they've got themselves a 7-point lead. 1:10 remaining in the 3rd. Horn in trouble. Hands off to Groninger. 60 seconds to play. Groninger for 3. And Ogish will pull it in.
Great rebound, much needed.
Kate Kolb quickly putting it up with contact, just like they do in drills at practice. Just 4 points, but big ones for Kolb off the bench.
Just her presence alone, you know, her size and her length, you know, seeing that as an offensive player makes you just hesitate a little bit, even if you have your hands up.
Half-second differential here. Lynchburg trying to finish the quarter 3 for 3 for their last 3 possessions. Here's Ogish on the elbow. And she traveled. That foot just slid from behind. Coach Crump not happy with the call.
They called a charge. I don't know
a
about
charge.
that.
I beg your pardon. I thought it was going to be a travel. I saw that foot come up. That back foot came up. Let's check it out again. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, interesting, to say the least. 5 seconds to go. Megan Horn trying to find space to put this one up at the horn. And off the heel. 3 quarters gone here in the ODAC semifinals. Just 10 minutes remaining to see which one of these teams will be battling for a championship on Thursday nights. Back after these messages on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
A quick look over in Rocky Mount, Virginia. The Hornets of men's basketball leading Ferrum right now 35-30 with 15:04 left in the second half of play. We will keep you up to date on that game as it goes along for our Hornets fans watching. Here it is the start of the fourth quarter. Lynchburg leading Washington and Lee 56-47. Over in Salem, Ferrum and Roanoke, all Maroons at halftime, 46-18. Roanoke leading the Panthers on the women's side. So right now, Roanoke looking to punch their ticket to Thursday. Will it be here or will it be down the road in Lexington? That's what we're going to find out in the next 9:37. 2 big buckets for both teams to start the fourth quarter. Here's Green again. This time she's fouled. It should be on the floor. So it'll be an inbound here. Nope, it's going to be a shooting foul. Check it out one more time. I guess she was trying to shoot, just never could get the ball above her neck.
Definitely, and that's going to happen every single time. They're going to have no choice but to foul her because WNL, I don't know what I was going to say, plays behind. They play behind in the post, which means you have the disadvantage.
Well, Green missing the first free throw and making the second. The Hornets have their largest lead of the contest with 9:15 remaining in regulation. Horn just gets it off before Davis gets there, but the shot was off in the process. Now Davis, coast to coast. Foot that one to fall. What a tough take for Lizzie Davis. What a spin on the ball. Check it out again. Found the seam. Somehow got that one to roll in.
You know, she does the most extravagant, outstanding things with the basketball on this team. It's awesome to watch.
And completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. What a start to this fourth quarter for Lynchburg. Generals got a 3 to begin, and they've been held scoreless since, and they will continue to be scoreless on the preceding possessions. Better. Back out to Quarles, finds a seam, and Hughes says not today. Two blocks for Aaron Hughes. Give it to her one-on-one. Aaron Hughes getting large on the block. And Coach Clancy wants to call a timeout. 8:06 to go. 10-point contest. And she called a 30-second. Will it become the media? That is our question. And it will be. So we will step away. 8:06 to play in the fourth quarter. Lynchburg with a great start of the fourth quarter. Erin Hughes going to do whatever she can to provide a spark.
The complete athlete. Strong. Tough. Resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong. Tough. Resilient. Built by science, proven by testing.
So.
8:06 to go, 10-point game, and here comes the full court pressure put on by the Generals. If you've watched Lynchburg play this year, you know you're probably sick and tired of Laurentia and I talking about it, but Lynchburg struggles with the press, and so it's smart for Coach Clancy to pull that out right now, as they desperately need to find some momentum and some rhythm, as Ogish finds Vetter, who can't find the basket.
I don't know, Abby Ogish had a nice, easy layup, made maybe one pass too many. Once again, we've seen that 3 times. This will be 3rd time's a charm.
Good dish by Hughes in midair. Groninger can't help her out with the shot make. Ogish will pull down the rebound, and the arrow favoring the Generals on that jump ball. Megan Horn and Aaron Addison stepping in with 7:26 to go. Megan Horn leading all Generals with 16 points. Aaron Hughes with 15. Maggie Quarles still leading the Hornets with 16 points, but it's been others getting involved here late. Hughes trying to take over. Green with good enough defense to force a tough shot, and then we get a foul on the rebound. That'll be Lynchburg's first team foul of the quarter. And it's going to be called against Ogish, her 3rd. Look at it again. I don't know, Ogish was pretty far behind the ball there.
Stuck in the mud a little bit.
Not saying there wasn't a foul, but I don't know if it was on Abby. Under 10 to shoot. Addison using her speed to get inside. Foul is going to be on the floor. Coach Clancy wants continuation, but it's not the NBA.
You know, when teams really want to drive like this, you not only have to jump and get in the driving lane, but you have to have help as a teammate. You know, we're not really seeing too much of that.
No help needed on that inbound, but Horn can't get it to drop. She had a wide open layup attempt. Sometimes you're that open, you tend to overthink it. Right away, Addison getting on Gant. Taylor Gant, another freshman for Coach Crump, getting big minutes in the biggest game of the year. And Erin Green rolls that one in from long range, her first made 3 of the night.
She's taken them. I mean, what an improvement for Erin Green. From the first game of the season, I remember her not even taking them at the high post. Now she's jacking them up at the 3. You know, no hesitation at all. I love to see it.
She shoots 46% from three-point range as a post player. So it's definitely part of the scout. It would have been a whistle in the NBA for extra entertainment. And this is going to stay here, stripped by Jordan Deal. And things starting to get away from Washington and Lee. Vetter takes it, loses it, unabated to the defense. And it is a turnover, the 8th of the game for the Hornets. And you see Lynn Johnson checking in, the senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Out there with Aaron Hughes, knowing there's possibly less than 6 minutes remaining in their season and in their career. Johnson doing what she can from deep, missing the three. And Washington Lee's gone cold from the floor.
Definitely, you know, they don't want to go down double digits because once that happens, you're going to have to press the whole game, fly around.
That travel on Meredith Fetter. To your point at the top of the broadcast, Laurencia, we haven't seen really either team, but definitely Lynchburg. They haven't shot themselves in the foot very much in terms of those turnovers against them.
Definitely not, which I think is very huge. It means that they're taking heed to what their coach is saying, which is going to be huge in games like this.
Big bucket for Lynn Johnson. She's a 42% three-point shooter. And that's a big one to bring it back to 10. There's still plenty of time to go. Gant tripped up from behind. Reminds me of the bullies in middle school. Step on your heels walking down the hall. It's a sad moment.
How many times has that happened to you, Joe?
Too often, okay?
Oh, no.
I was the chunky kid. Come on now. 5:13 remaining, and it looks like there's some changes on the court. Lizzie Davis is back in for the Hornets. She's got the ball now. She loves the one-on-one matchup. Chooses to dish it instead. It's Quarles, isolation, good. She's been quiet here in the second half. Now has 18 points to lead all scorers. Another big bucket for the Generals. It's Megan Horn doing all she can. 19 points for her. So I have to retract my previous statement. Now she leads all scorers. As Aaron Green works in on Aaron Hughes. Nice strip initially by Hughes. Forces a jump. And a possession arrow keeps it here with Lynchburg. And that should be our final media timeout of the night. 4:36 to go. And Lynchburg leads at 67-58, but the Generals hanging in there tough.
They
doing
are.
all they can. We'll be back in a few moments on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
4:36 remaining in regulation. Lynchburg trying to put the Generals away. Davis, pull-up jumper is good. That is her favorite spot on the floor.
We have to admit how comfortable Lynchburg looks now. You know, they've gotten the hang of it. They're feeling that groove. They're in that rhythm.
Megan Horn, high off the glass. She continues to have a stellar night. Over 20 points for her now. Averages 11.5 per game, so doing all she can in the biggest game of the season.
Definitely, because she only had 6 against Lynchburg last time, so huge improvement to say the least.
Davis pulling up again, and there it is again.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. Go back to it until they stop you.
Davis all over Horn, driving to the block, across the crease, if you will, to Hughes, and then Davis reaches in. Arrow says Lynchburg, but it should say the Generals. And they do get it right here. All right, everyone is knowledgeable about what's at stake, what's going on. 3:39 to go. Generals need some points. This is the lady to get them for her. But all air on that shot. Hughes putting her hand in. And Lynchburg has a really good chance to tighten the vice grip on this semifinal matchup. A chance to host the championship game on Thursday evening. Taylor Gant, first shot of the night. Oh, yeah.
Love to see it. Lynchburg being disciplined, moving the ball around the court and getting the best shot. I mentioned it before, not just a good shot, but the best one.
Look at that from Megan Horn. I mean, just a hope and a prayer, and they're being answered. She is taking control, saying, come on, ladies, get on my shoulders. They're broad. I can carry you.
She's trying.
Let's play some defense, though. There we go. Aaron Hughes, big block on Aaron Green, who's used to dishing those out. Hughes got some hop. She's the same height as me. I don't think I could block Aaron Green. So she gets up there.
She definitely gets up there, you know. I was
Although
a little surprised about that.
I'm trying to like really base people's athletic ability off of mine, but just for perspective.
You were an athlete one time in your heyday. Come on.
One time, yeah, one game I was an athlete. Here's Green off the inbound. Roll won't fall into the hoop, and so it's in the hands of Horn. 23 points for Megan Horn. Aaron Hughes, nice fake. Green recovers well. And this is going to be a foul for sure. Davis coming back aggressive after being fooled on the pump fake. And that'll be Lynchburg's third team foul. Lizzie Davis's first. The Generals, by the way, have 4 team fouls. Lynchburg with 4 timeouts. They have yet to use one. Coach Clancy has only used one, so they have 3 remaining for W&L. And Jordan Deal hits the first free throw. Junior from Springboro, Ohio.
A little confused as to why they wouldn't have Megan Horn down there on the free throw line. You know, having her height and her athletic ability and her ability to score in this game.
May have been one of the factors why Lynchburg got the rebound after Deal went 1 for 2. And now Horn getting involved heavily. Just try and strip that ball away from Vetter. You know right now it's desperation time for the Generals, so probably going to see more of that as we move ahead. But the bad news is Lynchburg is in the double bonus, and tonight they're 12 of 15 at the charity stripe.
I mean, just the feeling, it's a tingles that kind of goes in your hand, and like your eyes even start to water. You know, it's 2 minutes, you're like, oh my God, but then you don't want to lose faith. So it's definitely, you know, hard. So, you know, got to just do what you can.
We're doing all we can to bring you the action today and hopefully Thursday as well. Right now, we know that Lynchburg women's basketball, with a win, would host on Thursday. And looking at the score from Salem, 7:04 to go. Looks like Roanoke will be heading to the Turner Gymnasium on Thursday night. They lead Ferrum 58-21. On the men's side, Randolph-Macon has already defeated Roanoke 77-71. And right now, Ferrum College leads Lynchburg in the second half 45-40. If Lynchburg men could come back and win that one, we would have 2 conference championship games in this building on Thursday, not to mention a women's soccer game at 7 o'clock against Randolph-Macon. So we're going to be busy.
Be prepared.
And Vetter missing the free throw. Meredith Vetter, the subject of our women's basketball mic'd up feature video. And just as she said that day, 50% is my specialty at the free throw line. And she shows it right there to make it a 12-point game.
You know, sometimes, you know, that first free throw is like, oh, it's just, you know, practice. Doesn't matter.
Hanna Malik. How in the world can she do this?
I don't know. She just lets it go with all the confidence in the world, and that's what they need right now.
It's incredible. Malik is now 3 of 4 from long range. I don't remember her missing one, but according to the stats, she did. And Davis comes right back with her own Houdini act.
Definitely. Alley-oop, double clutch, all of it, all in one.
We thought it was fast-paced earlier. It's really picked up here late as the Generals can sense their season coming to an end. Check this out again from Davis. So much magic, we didn't even see really what happened.
Too fast.
It skipped right through that part of the play.
Fast.
So Taylor Gant, freshman from North Carolina. Just 8 minutes played in that game versus the Wasps. And she nails her first free throw attempt of the night. She's seen action in all 11 games this year. And she's now 6 of 8 from the free throw line. And Lynchburg well in control of this one with 1:20 remaining. Davis pulls down that rebound. She'll go to the free throw line. And now it's time to start thinking about another rematch for Lynchburg, which right now stands to reason it will be Roanoke on Thursday. That game earlier in the year held at Salem was an overtime win for Lynchburg. A game that they started the first quarter 15-2. And then Roanoke chipped away, forcing overtime at 55 apiece. Lynchburg won the game 63-57. And Lizzie Davis continues to have a lot of success against this Generals team. We talked about 29 points, a career high in that last matchup. She's got 22, trying to match her jersey number here, and she will.
WNL trying to push the pace. They're saying it's not too late.
Well, regardless of the result, you still have a minute left to play your favorite sport, so do all you can, as Addison does. She makes a stop at the ATM, banks that one home. And a foul on the rebound. Goes against Hanna Malik, that's her fourth. And we'll continue to have free throws here. Maggie Quarles tonight, one of 3 Lynchburg players with 16 points or more. Lizzie Davis with 23, Aaron Green with 16. Coach Clancy's crew also has 3 players in double digits. Megan Horn with 23, Aaron Hughes 15, and Hanna Malik with 11 off the bench. But Maggie Quarles, you know, we've seen at times this year, late in games, they need a burst. She can provide that. Today it was early, hitting 4 threes in the first half to keep them ahead of the Generals and never letting WNL lead after the first 2 minutes.
Definitely setting the tone for her team, as every senior should. Definitely commendable, and we're seeing it again. They're who we want her to get the ball. Her percentage is great. Want her to shoot those free throws.
Just a pure competitor as well. And now Coach Crump's going to make a host of changes to allow some fresh faces to experience the ODAC tournament in a way that none of us have experienced it before this late in the tournament, from a school, not from the Civic Center.
And this is a good sign, Joe. If you're up and the whole 5 clears out, you know that you are going to win. We can call it. I'll be the one to say it. Lynchburg got this game.
That pretty lady is warming up her pipes to sing at the end of this one. As we get a foul on the rebound, Mimi Oliver, Sarah Johnson, Lindsay North, Annie Kelly out on the court, and Reagan Moore also out there.
You know, it's so great to see. Lynchburg just has so many options, and every player has really bought into their role, you know? Like, whatever their specialty is, they've stuck to that, and they haven't tried to. I mean, we can't, I don't know what to say anymore.
Specialty right now, Hanna Malik's specialty is just pulling up from well beyond the arc.
It's shutting the defense up. It's shutting the commentators up. I couldn't even finish my sentence.
14 points for Hanna Malik off the bench. And we get a whistle and a timeout. 83-72. Lynchburg looking to advance to the ODAC finals for the first time since 2017. They lost to Guilford that day. It was their 3rd straight appearance in the ODAC tournament championship. They lost to Virginia Wesleyan in 2015, I beg your pardon. They defeated the Quakers in 2016. And now they're going to be hosting a championship in a year unlike any other. A team that's only played, after tonight, 11 games in a basketball season could be hoisting a trophy on Thursday night. Addison hounding on defense, but being called for the foul. And for Lynchburg, just sorry about that, Laurentia. I wanted to double check something. 83 points, season high for the Hornets. Their previous season high was 76. That first win over Emory and Henry. The second win, I beg your pardon. First one here at home, 76-65 that night. And Annie Kelly at the line. Drops in the first. Second point of the season for Miss Kelly. Takes care of both.
With ease. You know, we see the WNL players holding each other crying right now. The game's not even over yet. But we have to commend them for how far they've gotten. You know, this is a big deal. You mentioned this year was like none other, you know, unprecedented circumstances, unexpected things happened, but they made it to the semifinal game in the ODAC tournament, which is huge. So congratulations.
And really impressive for them because of when their season started and the issues they had with COVID-19, just like everybody else did. After they finish this one, they will have played 8 games, made history in their last contest versus the Marlins. They just ran into a buzzsaw with Lynchburg, having to play in this gym twice. And the Hornets will sweep the Generals for the first time in 2 seasons.
Each team playing extremely hard till the end. I wouldn't expect anything less from both of these teams.
Officials are talking something over with 9.5 to go. And seems like we're in good shape. Lindsay North, one of the seniors on this team, and she's fouled on her way in.
I know that's right, Lindsay. Go get your name on that scoreboard.
She played, well, yeah, and she played her most minutes on senior night earlier against WNL, in fact, in that previous matchup, and had one shot from the corner and nailed it. So now she can add to her senior point total. She was a manager last year, made herself available to play, tried out, made the team, and continuing to make Lynchburg's free throw numbers look very, very good tonight. Hitting both. Aaron Addison at the horn, but it's too late. The Hive has spoken, and Lynchburg takes down the Generals 87-75. They will move on to host the ODAC Women's Basketball Championship on Thursday. Time is still to be determined, but what an excellent game of basketball played by both teams tonight. We got to start with the Generals. You alluded to it earlier. Big hats off to them for what they were able to accomplish this year. Definitely. They did not play a bad game. They just didn't play well enough down the stretch.
Definitely not. You know, you just got to be happy that you made it this far. But there were some big key moments where they just dropped the ball. And, you know, in the second half, Lynchburg just really grabbed onto those reins. And they said, you know, no, we're taking back control.
How about that for Lynchburg, too? They continue to impress. They have won 10 straight games after losing their opener by 1 point. They're in this building again on Thursday. They've got to be the favorites on Thursday afternoon.
Definitely got to be favorites in my eyes for sure. You know, no bias, guys. Just kidding. But no, it's a great opportunity. You know, as you mentioned, they lost their season opener by 1 point, and they had a quick turnaround and haven't turned back since. So.
And it looks like they're going to play Roanoke on Thursday here inside the gym. Thank you to the entire crew and for everybody supporting these two teams throughout the season. We will be back here on Thursday for the championship games. Time to be determined, so make sure you check out your team's websites. Until then, well, we're going to get off the air. It's 87-75 Lynchburg with the victory on LHSN.